You click this video because you're either curious about New York City, curious about hotel stays, or you're excited to stay at the Aliz Hotel. Either way, I want to take you on an unscripted tour of the Deluxe King Room at the Aliz Hotel, which I'll be staying in tonight. So stick around and let me know what you think about the video. Now, it's a nice medium-sized lobby. Very well decorated. It smells wonderful in here. So I'm hoping that the hotel stay matched the decor. Now that we've checked into the hotel, the room is a king-size deluxe on the 23rd floor, room 2305. Let's go check it out. And there you have it, the Deluxe King Guest Room on the 23rd floor, featuring a king-size bed and beautiful bespoke furniture. The room, in my opinion, is very gorgeous. It's on the smaller end, but it carries all of the necessities. So let's have a close-up look at what you have in this room. You have this beautiful king-size bedroom, like I told you, featuring this beautiful bespoke custom headboard that runs almost the length of the entire room. Close-up of the headboard, if you'd like to know, features a beautiful leather gray, while you have the side panels on either side featuring this alligator or crocodile print that runs the panel all the way down to the both side tables on either end. You have sort of this marble or wood countertop, and then you have the electrical power outlets on both sides. This button here controls the intensity of the lighting behind the headboard, which complements the very beautiful overhead lighting that you see here, the track lighting. If you look along the length that features the window, which we'll get into those incredible city views, you have this ginormous mirror staring right into the room, right onto the bed. There I am, hey, and the customization of this room don't stop there. You have that beautiful flat screen TV, which is at least 45 to 50 inches. And then you have the custom alligator or crocodile print running along, tucked in along the backsplash. Now there you have that custom lighting that radiates off the panels as well. And then you have that lighting desk that complements the side tables, featuring that leather or crocodile interior that the room has in its theme. If you look ahead here, that's your armoire and your pantry. That's where you store your clothes. And here you have your safe. Down at the bottom, you have your in-room fridge, giving you 2 complimentary bottles of Fiji water. I don't know if they're in partnership with Fiji, but there it is. And then you have your trash and recycle bins here. You also have your desk lighting and your phone. Now, if you look along the entrance here and along this full-length mirror, that is going to be inside of your bathroom. So when you're done getting dressed before you head out on the night on the town, check yourself out in the mirror and see how you look. One thing I do love about this room is that you have that full-length mirror, and then you have the mirror here, which gives you the illusion of opening up the space. Now about your armoire, you have along the exterior, you have this hanging rod, also a great way to conveniently place your outfits for your night on the town in New York City. You also have your racks for your clothes if you're staying for a long time. You also have the ice bucket for your hotel stay if you're in time for a celebration or you want to store your own little knickknacks that you buy. You have the coffee set by Keurig in the coffee machine here, where you have your cups and other resources that you need. And of course you have your steamer. And if you are wanting to see the interior of your safe, there it is. Now about that full-length mirror, like I told you earlier, it hides your bathroom, which is side by side with your entrance. So let's go and see what type of bathroom you'll have if you stay in the King Deluxe on the 23rd floor or higher. You walk into the bathroom, and from the wall all the way down to the shower, You have that bold, beautiful mirror. More mirror space than you can ever ask for in New York City. Now, I will tell you one thing that I love about this bathroom is it's on par with a lot of the huge bathrooms in New York City. You have gorgeous countertop because you'll probably be in here conveniently, so not for a long time, which features your towels, body towel, face towels, and maybe wash rags. Toiletries, of course. That leather doesn't stop. Leather panel here. You have body lotion by Lockwood. You also have that hand soap, and then you have even more Lockwood products, of course. Lockwood body wash, conditioner, and shampoo. You have the 88 proof handheld shower, as well as the overhead shower for you here. Now there's no bathtub, so it is standing shower space only. Whatever soap bar or your special shower gel that you're gonna bring, have it here. Then you have your hair dryer. I don't need any hair dryer. I'm a baldy, so I won't be using that. Full on marble bath or whatever they're calling that. But overall, I think it's a very beautiful bathroom and it's pretty spacious. Now let's get into the view, because when I did book this hotel, I wanted to get a room that gave me a view of the city. What I will tell you about the view of the city from this room is that it's actually a pretty nice view. It's not a great view, it's a nice view. It's a special view. Let's see what we're looking at. If you look here at these interactive panels or strings, you're looking at 42nd Street, which is a very important street that runs the entire west side all the way over to the east side. Now, the Aliz Hotel is marketed as being in Times Square, and it's a good marketing strategy because Times Square is not that far. In fact, these panels here, that's the beginning of Times Square. So you're conveniently located in Times Square. In fact, you should be able to get into the heart of Times Square in 10 minutes, especially if you're a decent walker. You don't even have to walk fast. But here's what I also want you to see as well. So you have these gorgeous buildings along the block. I know for a fact that's residential. Then you have the commercial building here. And then you have the very important New York Times building here as well. So New York Times building, that famous newspaper, that building is in Times Square. If you look at this building below, that is parking space, but that is also the Port Authority bus terminal as well. So if you're coming in the city from the Port Authority bus terminal, you're conveniently located right around the corner of the Aliz Hotel, which is great. You can get to your hotel in a couple of minutes, literally. But you're heading into these gorgeous views of Uptown, and let's see if I can give you a bit of it. But these areas, that's the Pod Hotel, but this area here, that's the Hudson. The Hudson River isn't that far. In fact, you're between 8th Avenue and 9th Avenue, and if you go to 9th Avenue and 10th Avenue, that's Hell's Kitchen, and you can hang out with the locals. This is 8th Avenue, and this is one of my favorite avenues. I like that if you walk 19 blocks from your hotel, which is street, 41st Street, 42nd Street, so 19 streets over, you eventually end up into Central Park South, which is very famous because that's the Central Park location. It's also where a lot of the very wealthy people live as well too. You see that building here? That building has $100 million mansion in it, and that's another very expensive building as well too. A lot of actors and famous people live in that spot, but that is the view of your hotel. So everything is conveniently located, and here's what you need to know. You may not see it a lot, but this is the theater district. So all your Broadway shows are located here as well too. So now let's talk about it, since you've gotten a quick tour of the Deluxe King Room on the high floor, the 23rd floor to be exact. If you are booking a King Deluxe room without the balcony, that is what you're looking at. You have a nice king size bed, looks plush and comfortable. It is the daytime, so I haven't slept in it yet. You have that 40 to 50 inch flat screen smart TV. You have a nice, kind of on the large size bathroom, shower only, no bathtub. And the room itself, I would call it a medium room. Not big, not small, but it carries all the basic necessities that you need to stay in a nice, clean hotel. The design, in my opinion, is a little jewel, bit of sophistication. I think it's overall, it starts to get into that low-level luxury. So if you are looking for a luxurious stay, I would say it starts there. Let's look at some of the things that you get if you were to stay at this hotel. You have the $25 credit. I think that it applies to the lobby bar and the farm to burger restaurant, which is the on-site restaurant. You get that. And then you get the farm to table $19 voucher credit. You also get 2 complimentary cocktails at the lobby bar that you can redeem, so you get 2 of those. The hotel comes with the Wi-Fi in your package. They do give you a nice complimentary stack. And if you want to spend more, you're more than welcome to do so. So that's the first impressions of the hotel. If you are looking for something luxury, let's say basic luxury, that's a great word for it. And a nice clean hotel, I think you're in the right ballpark. You're in Times Square, where you're in the theater district surrounding Times Square. And so it's a nice, convenient room, especially if you're going to be out in those streets exploring the city. All the way to the back, you can see that there's the farm-to-table restaurant and the lobby bar going straight ahead here. But there's so much more to do. We're going to speak to the concierge, and then we're going to find out where the Peloton gym is. And down to the basement we go. What you find is a fully equipped Peloton studio. You got a couple of hand weights and yoga mats, followed by a couple of stationary bikes. You have a water station, a coffee station, and tower racks. And then you have a full smart television. It's not much, it's just a small Peloton studio for your fitness in the gym. And of course you have the his and hers restrooms as well in the business center in this area. If you're staying at the Aliz Hotel, you're gonna be between 8th Avenue and 9th Avenue. 9th Avenue takes you into Hell's Kitchen and eventually the Hudson River, while 8th Avenue takes you right into Times Square, passing Bryant Park, and eventually into the East River. When you stay at the Aliz Hotel and you head on 8th Avenue, you're headed to one of the most prominent avenues in all of Manhattan. Going uptown and just the beginning of Times Square, you have Central Park South, which eventually leads you into the iconic Central Park. You're surrounded by the theater district, and of course, down south, especially if you're looking at this area here, that's the Madison Square Garden, which takes you into Chelsea. Headed just across here, of course, you cut away and you head into the Bryant Park. And see, you have the New York Times building, you have the U.S. Port Authority's bus terminal, and there's so much things that you can do. It's only the beginning down this busy street. Should you venture off onto 8th Avenue and go uptown to 42nd Street, that is your hotel to show you how convenient you are. This is the very iconic 42nd Street. You have the subway station here, you have the AMC Theater, you have very popular candy shop It's Sugar, you have Dave & Buster's, you have the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, you have the Regal Theater, Five Below, Five Guys, Dallas BBQ. You can also see the Lion King and Aladdin here as well. And you have the tour buses that are very popular along this street, where you can do a hop on, hop off, as well as go on a sightseeing tour throughout the city. There's so much interesting things that you can do on the 42nd Street, and of course, it's just the tip of the iceberg into the very famous Times Square district. And should you find yourself going west on 40th Street, you'll eventually end up in the Hudson River and along the Hudson Pier. Pier 84 offers an adventure in itself. You have that kids water splash, you have the dog run, you have the Intrepid Museum, Air, Sea, and Space Museum. You have this stretch that goes all the way into the Hudson River where you can picnic and sunbathe. You have the Circle Line cruises in this area, and you have that new concept, the Beast Row. which is a roller coaster on the water. And if you look here, you have the Jacob Javits Center, you have the New Equinox Hotel, you have the Edge, which is one of New York City's newest observatory deck, and you have all these new concepts of New York City residential buildings. This is the part of New York City that you don't get to see often. Part of the concrete jungle, you have this new wave of luxury and this new downtown atmosphere, a very active community where you can go for a walk, you can go for a jog, and you can even bike ride along the Hudson River. If you're preparing a trip to New York City and you're staying at the Aliz Hotel, that's what you have. Thank you for watching this video, and if you're interested in the more glamorous side of New York City, please hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. Stay savvy.